Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator. In this video today, I will tell you how to configure the FMC, which is the flight management computer of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, which is a default plane in the Microsoft Flight Simulator which comes with it. So it's going to be a short video. I will not get into so much details. I'll just try to keep it at a very basic level so that you can understand and then experiment the whole flight management system configuration by yourself. So here I am selecting the 787-10 Dreamliner. Dreamliner. Tongue twisters. Okay. I will select Heathrow because the flight plan that I will be entering in the FMC will be from Heathrow to Frankfurt. It's one of the easy flight routes and I've done it before, so I know it works. And you can experiment some other routes at your own end as well. Okay, so what I'll do is this. I will select a gate so that the plane starts from the cold and dark state, and as I am doing this video in the night time, therefore I will set the time to the morning so that everything is bright. Is it morning? Seems to be. Yes, good sunlight. Okay, so let's go to the cockpit of the plane, and before everything is started, let's first of all jump to SimBrief and make a flight plan. For all of you who are new to the Microsoft Flight Simulator and new to the flight simulation world, just remember one thing, that a flight plan is required. Obviously, the plane is going to follow the flight plan, and this flight plan we are going to enter into the FMC. The Microsoft Flight Simulator has got a default flight planning system, which actually just sets the route for the plane from one point to another, and you just have to fly it. But in this video, as we are going to manually enter the flight plan, that's why we are going to use SimBrief. It is one of the best and the simplest flight planning tool available for free. All you have to do is this: you have to create your account, and that's it. So over here I will enter the airport, which is the departure airport, EGLL Heathrow, and EDDF, which is Frankfurt. Alternate airport has already been selected, and airframe, let's select Boeing 787. There is no 10 available. There is only 8. 10 is available. Okay. Cruise profile is actually the speed calculation for the autopilot. The smaller the number, the greater the speed. The bigger the number or the larger the number, the slower the speed. So once you select the cruise profile, the plane's autopilot decides to manage the speed of the plane accordingly. So if the value is 10 or 20, the plane will go at a very fast speed and will burn more fuel. And if you select a high number, the plane will go at lower speed and will reserve some fuel. It will be a fuel efficient flight. But as you're not paying from the pocket in the flight simulator, that's why you can keep it at 20. Departure airport, let's select 9 left. And for the arrival, I can select 25 left or 25 right. Now you can see that the flight plan has been updated, and this is a good flight plan. Okay. Fix. I think this is a good flight plan, because in the SimBrief you get different options. Okay, so you can select any of these, but I'm selecting the first one, which is good. And it's going to be like this, but it's different once you enter this information in the plane. It's slightly different. Okay, now one important thing that you have to remember, let me first enter the cruising altitude. That's what I'll set it to, 38,000. And the important information to remember is to change the units. By default, I use kgs, and once I'm Using the fly-by-wire plane and some other planes, I use the kgs to calculate the fuel and plus the payload. But in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, there are pounds or gallons. So that's why while creating this flight plan, you have to select pounds. Okay. So once all the information entered, simply generate the flight plan, and then we are going to enter this operational flight plan into the FMC of the Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner. So here we are at Heathrow. This is our plane, and let's go inside the cockpit, and let's first of all switch on the batteries. Oh, I was switching on the, my bad, APU. And let's switch on the external power. With the recent update, there is some issue with the external power. Initially, the external power should show available, and once we click it, it should show on. But it's the other way around nowadays with the latest update. But anyhow, it's working fine. So this is the FMC. Okay, very nice. It's got a touch screen and plus a scratch pad, so it's really good. You can use either of the options. Sorry, I have to put the throttle in the idle position. It's only the speed brake just keeps on coming in between. Anyhow, so this is the FMC, and before I proceed further, let's set the weight. Now this window is opened from the top, which sets the weight and the fuel. If it is like this, you cannot see the diagram of the plane. So if your times, no, I'll show you. You see, so by default it shows like this. So you might wonder where the center of gravity and other information is. So you simply have to make this slightly big, and you will be able to see the center of gravity information. Now first of all, switch to pounds, and here it is. So you can see, if I change this option, you will see the pounds changing over here. So the total is 109.6. That is in the center fuel tank 34,961, 37,319 in the left and in the right. The weight of the pilot is 170 pounds, co-pilot 170 pounds, 3,000 in the business class, premium economy, all the weights set. You can see as you are increasing the payload, the weight of the passenger, it means the plane is full. So you can select it accordingly. I can also keep it like this, okay? And I can also reduce it. So the gross weight is also changing if you look at over here, okay? In the ECAM, okay. No, I have to set it like this, okay. So first of all, let's go to SimBrief and see what's the required fuel. So as it is in pounds, that's why it's coming as a high value. I'm used to the kgs. So it's including all the extra fuel and the takeoff fuel, the trip fuel, alternate. It's 25,566 pounds. 25566. So let's go and set it to 25566. We'll keep it at 26.8. So that's it. So it's roughly 26,800 pounds that we'll be carrying, and plus payload you can adjust accordingly, and you can see this information is entered. So this is how you can set the fuel for the flight. Once done, now all the calculation, the takeoff performance and everything will be carried out based on this fuel and this weight. Okay, so let's go to index, and in the index you will see different information: position, performance, thrust limit, takeoff and approach. So let's start with the position. Position, you first of all have to enter the reference airport, which is the departure airport, and that will be EGLL, Heathrow. Okay, And for the gate, no need to enter the gate. Now you have to set the heading. So how would you know the heading of the runway 9 left? I'll tell you a trick. This is a website, skyvector.com. This can also be used for flight planning. And the SimBrief, you can make a flight plan as well, and it does the fuel calculation and everything. This site also does it. And plus there is also one more advantage. If you go to the airports and you write over here EGLL and you search, you will get the information for this airport. Okay. And over here you will see the 9 left information, runway. You will see the length of the runway in feet and meter, plus the coordinates and plus the heading. So you can see for the runway 9 left, the heading is 091. So you can simply go and enter this information over there. So let's enter 091 from SkyVector. And it worked. Now for this GPS position, set iris position. This is the current position that's coming in. You can select either this or this. This is very slight difference. If you click this option, you will see it is copied. And once pressed, this comes here. Okay. Now this is the GPS position information that you have entered over here. And now the systems of the plane knows what is the exact coordinate, and from here the whole calculation will be carried out for the directions. Now go to route and origin. Let's first of all enter origin, destination, flight number, simple information EGLL and EDDF. Very simple. It takes some time, but it comes. Flight number, I always use my initials, Atif Ahmed 123. Okay. That's it. Now this is the origin and the destination. You can see on the top it shows 1 by 2. So it means there are 2 pages to the route information. One is just like the basic information, the start and the end point. And the second page, you have to enter the detail of the flight plan. And what is the detail? I'll just show you. So you can either press next page over here or over here. So if I press next page, it says via and it says to. So via means an airway and to means a waypoint. It's just like while navigation on the roads, you use a road from go to one point to another. So just like this. So let's go back to the SimBrief and see how to identify the waypoints and the airway. Now as discussed before, this is the operational flight plan for the SimBrief, and this is the fuel information. We have already entered this information, and if you scroll down, you will see alternate route and plus routing. So this is actually the route that the plane will be taking. So it will fly from Heathrow, 09 left runway. First point will be, or the SID. There are 2 important points, SID and a star. I will just give you a brief introduction. Then there is this waypoint, DET. Then it will take an airway, L6, go to DVR. Another way, airway, UL9 to Conan. This is a waypoint. Another airway, UL607 to waypoint SPI. So this is how you read it. So in order to differentiate the waypoints from the airway, it's a very simple technique. A waypoint will never have numeric values in it, but the airways will have alphanumeric. It's very simple. The SID is actually standard instrument departure and standard arrival. So these are the 2 points which the plane takes while departing from an airport or arriving at an airport. So let's say DET1K actually defines a procedure that the plane follows in order to reach DET. And star for the arrival. This is UNOCO 3A. This is actually a star which tells the plane a procedure or a protocol. What did I just do? To perform a landing. So it's like a procedure. So at the start and the end of the flight plan, like this, there is always a star and a SID, and in between anything like this is all airways and waypoints, and you know how to differentiate that. So right now I'm going to enter this highlighted information. So first waypoint, we will take it from DET 1K, but I will not select it right now. I will tell you how to deal with this. But just to start, first of all start with DET. So let's get back into the plane and enter this information. So DET. So the first waypoint is DET. Just press this option and wait for some time, it comes. So it means direct to DET. Now the next airway is L6 to DVR. So it is L6 you can see it's not taking this input. L6. If it happens to you, as it is happening right now, no need to enter the airway. Simply enter the waypoint. No need to be worried about. So you can enter DVR, wait for 3-4 seconds, and it just pops up. So no need to enter the airway. It's okay. The flight plan will be good. Then the next airway is UL9 to Conan. UL9 to Conan. UL9. And again you can see it's not taking this airway. No need to worry. We'll just enter the waypoint. It just came up like this. So it's always the first option, the nearest one, and you can see it has already picked up the airway. So it was not UL9, it was L9. So if you enter L9, it will pick it up to Conan. So this is how it is. So if at any point in time you feel that it's not picking up the airway, just simply enter the waypoint. The second last is UL607 to SPI. UL607 to SPI. Now there is an error. What to do? Just clear this. Okay, UL607 to SPI. SPI. Let's try it again. Okay. And what if I clear this option also? Delete and sorry. First of all, clear this information. Delete. It says delete and delete. Okay, I'll skip this one. And I will enter. It's not taking SPI. I don't know why. Okay, let's try another thing. T180 to Unoco. Let's T180. It's not taking this information. Okay, let's first of all activate and execute. Okay. Let's go to the next page again and let's see. So you can see this flight plan has discontinued at L9 Conan. So if I tried SPI directly instead of the airway, will it pick? So every flight plan is kind of a hit and trial method. You try different methods, something works and something doesn't work. All you have to do is practice. Yeah, now you can see it has picked up the SPI. So let's pick up the SPI VOR. So it's okay, no airway required, and we can enter SPI. The next one is T180 Unoco. T180. Oops, where is this? Okay, let's do it. T180. No, it's not picking up. Anyhow, no issues. UNOKO. See, so the moment I entered the waypoint, it picked up the airway itself. So one thing that we learned right now is no need to worry about the airways. Just simply keep on entering the waypoints, and if there is an airway, the FMC will automatically pick up the airway, and if there is no airway, it will select direct. So next time when you're preparing a flight plan, just simply enter the waypoints and that's it. Once done, press activate and execute. And now the flight plan is ready. You can follow this flight plan. But 2 more steps before doing anything and then we are done. We have to enter the departure and the arrival. As I told you before, we have to enter the SID and the star. For the departure and arrival, there is a procedure. So right now, if I go here in the screen and I click plan, you will see that there is a straight line. If I go to this option legs, in order to see the complete flight route, and if I press step, let me first zoom in. I'll just show you the magic of the SID and the star. Okay, so if I step, you can see it's a flight plan and followed, and once it will enter, finish, sorry, you can see it's just like it's not going anywhere. You know, it doesn't know the destination. You can see. So this is what we have to enter. So that's why departure and arrival airport is important to enter. So departure, I know it's from 09 left, and the first SID or the SID is DET 1K. As I told you before, in the flight plan, the starting point and the last point is the SID and the star. So DET 1K and UNOCO 3. So DET 1K, that's it. Execute. Let's go back, departure arrival, and select the arrival. Arrival is 25 left, UNOCO 3A. So ILS 25 left. Just press next page. Oops. Where is the ILS 25 left? ILS 25 left. And next page, where is UNOCO 3A? And the transition, no need to select any transition, execute. Okay. Now if you go to this option, legs, and you press step, you will see the whole flight path. I hope it's good. I don't have the patience and the time to do this thing all over again. Making a video is a difficult job. You know, you have to be attentive all the time. I feel like coughing right now, but I'm not. Okay, so this is step. What is this? You can ignore this. This is actually the transition that we selected. It will just go like this and it will come over here. If you're okay with the flight plan, you're okay. Otherwise, you can always delete cha. No need to. You can simply come from D415. If I press next, cha, and after the cha, it will go to 257 FR. If I select delete, and if I delete cha, oh, the whole departure is okay. I think messed up something. Messed up. Not messed up, messed up. Okay. SPI, oh, sorry, step. DVR Conan, SPI. Okay. So I think it has disregarded the departure. Destination, it has actually selected UNOCO as destination. So EDDF. So don't delete this. Don't delete cha. Okay, no need to do this. Next page, and DET, DVR, Conan, SPI, UNOCO. Let's enter this point again. It's very easy. It just takes a lot of practice, but hopefully within some time. No, it's entered wrongly. Not like this. SPI, and then it's UNOCO. If I activate, if I go to next page, so it was SPI and then UNOCO. So let's come back. let me see if I can enter this. UNOKO. Nothing to worry about. I'll tell you another trick. It's testing my patience right now. If you enter the destination EGLL and EDDF once again, you will see that as soon as this information is entered, everything is gone. So you can start all over again. So you can set DET, DVR, Conan. DET, DVR, and Conan. The first one, that's it. Then SPI and UNOCO. Let's go back and let's see SPI. First one. And UNOKO. And it worked. Activate, execute, departure 9 left, DT1K, execute, that's it. Arrival, ILS 25 left, ILS 25 left, and next page, Unok 3, execute. Let's see. Legs, and now the flight route is updated. And let's ignore this. This is how it's updating it. But this is how this approach has been followed. It's okay. Nothing to be worried about. Let's go back to route and performance initialization. So this is some basic information you have to enter. Cost index, as you remember, we selected 20. So let's enter 20. Smaller the number, higher the speed. And reserves. We have to specify how much reserves we are carrying. Let's go back and see how much reserves we have. We did not, I think, set any reserves. So there's an alternate and takeoff, taxi, block. Yes, I have not reserved any reserves, but you can select for your flight. So for this flight, I can enter 0.0. Okay, execute. Thrust limit. Okay, thrust limit is not really required in the flight simulation. In the Airbus, there is a flex to temp, and over here it's a thrust reduction or thrust limiter. It's actually a reduced thrust. You don't take off at the full thrust. You try to take off at a less thrust in order to save the engine life, to reserve the fuel, and there are many other factors. And because back and forth the plane is flying on different routes in the real life, that's why they use the thrust limiter in order to have less pressure on the engine during the takeoff. So these are basically different climb and thrust settings. Always select the first one. It is like the maximum. See, it is set to 96.2%. So if I select the second, no, just select the first one. It is with the maximum thrust and the maximum climb rate. So nothing to be worried about. Now let's go to takeoff, and just one information required, and that's it. That is the flaps. Let's take flaps at 5 degrees, whatever the flaps you take. And once you click V1, VR, and V2, it will select the speeds. The V1 is basically a speed at which you can, before the speed, you can stop. That is the rejected takeoff. So once you set it to RTO, this auto brake, you can still stop. But beyond the speed, you cannot stop. You have to take off. And the rotation, that is when once you pull back on the stick to rotate to take off, is 171 knots, and the V2 is 180 knots. V2 is actually a speed at which the plane can still fly with one engine. So if there is a fire in one of the engines, or is there any issue, the plane can still fly. So after the takeoff, it is very important to reach 180 knots so that in case of any mishap, plane can still fly. Okay, thrust limit, we have already said. Takeoff, we have already said. Let's go to index. So right now we have done the position. Performance, we have already entered. Thrust limit, we have entered. Takeoff, we have entered. And approach, It's already there. All you have to do is this, at different flap settings, you can see different speeds. So right now this is at 20 degrees of flap, 170, 173, 25 and 30. So I'll just click on this one, it will be copied and I'll paste it over here. And that's it. You have actually set up the manual, the FMC manually, the flight management computer. Oh, nice weather. It's very foggy. I like winters and fog. You know, it's very, just very peaceful. I don't know. I just like it. Okay, so that's it. Just remember to subscribe to my channel. Don't post any negative comments. It just like takes you down. Okay, and it just snatches the all encouragement to make no more videos. So if you got any positive feedback, I am really happy to read it. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, people come and they discuss different things on my channel, and it's really a nice platform where we are learning from each other. Hopefully this video was a useful one for you and you have learned a lot from this video. If you still have any got any questions, you can ask me. I keep on making different videos, so if you're subscribed to my channel, you will get the updates. And I think that's it. Okay. Hope to see you soon. Have a nice day.